Hey, Just Ranked is back. Thanks for returning and joining in on our music, love, and silliness. This is episode 53, or the third show of season 2. So if you're not returning and you're new, welcome aboard. And you heard that right. We have a whole season of 50 shows that you can go back and watch. See how far we progressed, see how far we haven't.
Regressed, yep.
Yes, exactly. On this weekly journey, we have the usual suspects, Jimmy, Chris, Joe, and I am Dink. And like I said, we are music lovers. This is a music podcast where we rank our 4 best, top, favorite songs of a predetermined topic. And this week, you can put your makeup on or take it off as we discuss Kiss. That's right. Chris is wearing the headband. So I have a little intro here that will sort of lip gloss over the band before I hand it off to do our rankings. So bear with me. Few bands in rock history are as instantly recognizable or as polarizing as Kiss. Mm-hmm. Formed in New York City in 1973, Kiss fused hard rock with theatrical spectacle, creating a larger-than-life experience built on face paint, costumes, pyrotechnics, and pure attitude. While critics, as some of them in this 4, often debated their musicianship, fans showed up in droves, helping turn Kiss into one of the best-selling rock acts of all time. The classic lineup featured Paul Stanley, Star Child, Gene fucking Simmons, Demon, Ace Frehley, the Spaceman, and Peter Criss, a Catman. Each member with a distinct persona that became as famous as the music itself. All 4 of those guys are in Funko Pops over my shoulder on the wall. Not that anyone gives a shit about that. From makeup-free reinventions to lineup changes, solo albums, reunions, several farewell tours, Kiss built a career on reinvention and spectacle, like I said, while leaving behind a massive catalog of rock staples. Love them or hate them, their impact on branding, live performances, and rock culture is undeniable. There's too many albums to list. I know that Jimmy mentioned the albums during our Led Zeppelin episode. The band has released 20 studio albums between 74 and 2012.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. But what I did to get creative here, because we are rank our 4, I did a 4-part ranking breakdown that will mention a few of the albums, but as they cross over with some of the favorites. So part 1, like I said, in the style of us, is their 4 best-selling albums, lowest to highest. Mm-hmm. Number 4 is Dressed to Kill. That's 3 times platinum. Number 3 is Love Gun. That was 4 times platinum. 2 is their mainstay live album, which is just called Alive, often credited to saving the band. And number 1 is Destroyer, 6 times platinum, their real breakthrough album.
Yes.
Part 2 that I put together was the fan consensus for the hardcore and longtime fans. So number 4 is Rock and Roll Over, gritty, no frills, beloved by the purists, my personal favorite. Number 3 is Love Gun again. Number 2 is Destroyer. And number 1 fan favorite is that Alive album.
Really?
Part 3, radio mainstream impact albums ranked. Number 4 is Love Gun again. Number 3 is Dynasty, based on I Was Made for Loving You and the impact that it had in the disco era. 2 is Dressed to Kill, largely from Rock and Roll All Night becoming immortal. And again, number 1 is Destroyer. And lastly, the albums with the most live staples, meaning these are the albums that had the songs that Kiss, because they toured and played so many live shows, that had the most songs that they played live. 4 was Dressed to Kill, and Rock and Roll All Night was a guaranteed encore. Love Gun title tracks, a closing set, Monster. 2, Destroyer, and 1, Alive again. So, like I said, a bunch of repeats there, and there was, as a Kiss fan, a bunch of duds.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of stuff in the 80s after they'd taken the makeup off that as a Kiss purist, weren't that great compared to their earlier stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't like the band, they were even worse because you didn't really care for their stuff in the 70s.
You're going to hate my list.
Right. And not to ramble too much, but I thought this was interesting without naming all those albums. I kind of broke it down by song because there's been such a revolving door after those 4 initial members. There's been 20 plus guys that have come in and out of this band, with Gene and Paul being the mainstay. I thought I would break it down by song. So Kiss has released roughly 200 studio songs and closer to 250 tracks if you count everything that's been put out under the Kiss name. Paul Stanley sang roughly half of those at 125. Gene's handled the rest around 85, and everyone else has filled in the gaps. Ace and Peter punched above their weight. Ace around 20 songs, Peter closer to 15, and those other 20 guys had a handful of songs, not all that many. The band sold 75 to 100 million records worldwide. I couldn't get the exact number because that's pretty vague, but that's still a shit ton of albums.
Yeah.
I guess lastly, of course, last year we lost Ace. And that genuinely hit me in the childhood feels. I think it did for you too, Jimmy. I can add this on a personal note before I pass it off. With all the music that we've discussed in our 52 shows and in our group chat and just talking as buddies, I've mentioned, I know we all have, about childhood memories, core memories, stuff we listened to growing up, stuff that shaped us, stuff we fell asleep to. This band's clearly in my top 5, maybe number 2 to AC/DC for the band I've listened to the most.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, I went through a heavy Kiss phase that it took a long time to get out of. The band sits on my cheesy ass top 30 bands list at like 15 or 16. So they've dropped over the years of Gene being annoying and them putting out some questionable shit. But like I said, core memories, when I do go back and listen to Kiss, it's because of all that stuff I grew up with. And that just
me too.
Brings me right back.
Me too.
So yeah, love them or hate them. Here it is. Here's Kiss. I will hand it off, and they've definitely given us lots of material and lots of stuff to talk about, or lots for everyone to talk about. But I'll hand it off to you, Jimmy, Mr. Current Glitchy McGlitcher. It's on to you.
Check out the merchandise.
Nice tits.
Nice
tits. Yeah.
Hey.
I fucking love this thong. All right. So, Kiss. All right. You talked about core memories. There are 2 particular sections of my life where Kiss was heavily involved. Early on as a kid, I was a Kiss fanatic. The first album that I bought with my own money, well, the first 2, I've said this on the show previously, was Kiss Destroyer and Disco Duck. So those were my first 2 vinyl albums that I bought. Went to Musicland, got these albums, ran home, ripped open the cellophane, put it on, played it to my heart's content. I was a just crazed Kiss lunatic as a kid. And then there was junior high and high school when they changed up their whole feel because, well, they were tanking. The Elder and Creatures of the Night did not do them any good and really kind of hurt them. Lick It Up and Animalize came in and they changed their sound more to the hair metal of what I was listening to. And me and my junior high and high school best friend, Kevin Rant, happy birthday, January 7th. I just wanted to say that. Him and I were kind of big Kiss fans. And so we listened to a lot of Kiss together. And it was more of like Asylum and Animalize and Lick It Up, that kind of time frame, that 5 to 6 years. So that's my core memories with Kiss. So going back and listening to, I didn't listen to all, what'd you say, 150? I did not listen to 150 songs.
250.
250. I didn't listen to that. I listened to about 50 different songs.
Same.
And I came up with this list. My list did evolve and change quite a bit. When it first started, it was all early. And then there was, what about this song? And what about this song? So what I did is I broke it up. 2 early songs, 2 hair metal songs. So that is how I came up with my list. So I'm going to...
Okay, before you present them.
Yeah, same piece.
Samesies?
3.
3 is a good number. I like 3. 3.
2. Yeah, I'll join Team Bald too.
I prefer the hair, but all right.
All right, Jimmy.
Right?
Hair challenged.
Yes, we're hair challenged.
Well, okay. Does this count? Does this count?
Disabled.
All right. So on with the show. Number 4. This song, it's gotta be the worst video that you could ever see. And I really, really dare you to go back and make it through. I didn't write down the timestamp. 3.5 minutes of this absurd video. But the chorus is what grabs me. And there's something really cool about the chorus. And it's from Asylum, 1985, their 13th album. And it's Who Wants to Be Lonely? Who Wants to Be With You Tonight? It's a very disco, as Joe will talk about, I'm sure, in his list. But there's something really kind of cool about it. Eric Carr. I love Eric Carr. Growing up, I had a 4-foot, 7-foot poster of Eric Carr with his Ludwig kit with the Japanese symbols and the silver drums, the mirrored heads, and he's leaning over it, looking all cool as shit. All 5 feet tall of them. Man, I loved that poster. It was just a cool
7 foot long, like a door size.
Yeah. 4 foot wide, 7 feet, and it was an actual Ludwig promo that I got from a music shop.
That's cool, actually.
And they were taking it down. I said, "I'll take that." They said, "Well, we don't sell these." I'm like, "Well, you can give it to me because you're going to throw it away."
You're not getting it for anyway.
You can't sell it to you.
Right. I mean, I think I bought like $500 with the symbols.
That's such a music store thing to say too, because they won't give you anything for free.
Yeah. I mean, I just dropped a dime on you, so here, give me that, and I put it up right away. It was next to Tommy Lee, and it was awesome. I loved it.
That's cool.
So anyway, the video is 80s machismo so badly, and it was all day glow, and it was brutal. But Eric Carr, his playing in this he was kind of the unsung hero of Kiss of that time period, because he kept me in it. Where I could have just been like, this is just cheese. I don't want to deal with this, because they were the cheesiest of cheese of the hair metal. And he kept me in it. There's kind of something I discovered doing my list is on this song, Gene Simmons didn't play the bass. It was Gene Beauvoir, who was a punk bass player and a new wave bass player, also helped co-write this with Desmond Child and Paul Stanley.
Wow.
During my research, there were 48 songs that Gene Simmons didn't play on. He was too involved with acting and didn't want to go into the studio, and just decided, I don't need to do that. Somebody else can just ghost play. So there's 48 songs where Gene Simmons, hold on, I see your hand up, Joe. Hang on. Where Gene Simmons just felt it was beneath him to play the bass for his band Kiss. Joe,
those are Joe's 48 favorite songs.
I was going to say, and no one noticed.
Right. Well, you'll see as my list goes on how many of these had Gene playing bass. Yeah, I mean, as far as releases go, in 1986, it was number 64 on the Billboard Hot 100. It didn't chart on any other list. It was just that. Again, they were trying to regain their popularity, and they were waning again because Animalize was hot. Lick It Up saved them from Creatures of the Night and The Elder previous to that.
Right.
what was I going to say? The other thing. Oh, Bruce Kulick. He came in and this was his first album as an actual member of the band. He was a studio musician, a ghost player for the band previous, but this is his first time getting credit. And his solo in the song is actually kind of badass. I always liked the Kulick brothers. There's several of them that played, famously for all these different bands.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
What's that?
They were everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I really always kind of liked his attitude. He's just like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm in Kiss. I'm not getting credit. I'm getting paid. And he was a hell of a player. He was really, really good. He did wonders with that band, with the handcuffs that he had to deal with. So that's my song number 4, guys.
That's a good pick. Interesting pick. Because I was not knowing that, like we've mentioned in all of our shows, not discussing what we're choosing. I kind of knew where I was landing, but I wasn't sure how into the 80s you guys were going to be. So this is right in the middle of the 80s. So
yeah, right there, 85.
Yeah.
In hair metal glory.
Yeah, hair heaven, right? But not you're right. They were cheesy as fuck, and I knew friends that were Kiss fans that were dropping them. Like, these guys, what the fuck is going on with these guys? Like, and you could tell they were trying everything right after they took the makeup. They're trying the leather. They're trying to maintain or get other momentum.
But though it's kind of funny now looking back at so many years later, right? That everyone's like, oh, they're so cheesy. But meanwhile, they're big fans of Poison and
Right. Some of the other shit was just if you look at it now,
just times 1,000.
Right?
Yeah. And
I'll give them this much too. The fact they were able, no matter how hard they tried, and they became cheese at the time, they endured that. They had a bunch of hits in the 80s. So
yeah.
Unlike a lot of 70s bands, if you didn't transition to the 80s, we talked about this before in the previous show. If you didn't transition to the 80s sound, whether it's pop or rock, you were gone.
They played heavy into the MTV and Much Music culture. Their videos were all over.
Yes.
Even if their videos were garbage, they still had
exactly. I was just gonna say that, even if they were as cheesy as their fucking music, right?
Right.
Yeah. So all right, so I'm gonna jump into number 3. Number 3 is an old song. So I'm gonna flip it around. You mentioned the album, I think, 3 times in your opening.
I think your album is Love Gun.
It is Love Gun from 1977. The song is 3 minutes, 18 seconds long. Love Gun. I just love that.
Yeah.
That song was written for pyrotechnics. You just, the way the song goes, you could hear it was bombastic.
Yeah.
Peter Criss didn't get a lot of credit. He wasn't awesome, but he played to the song and more. But he still, was under the thumb of Paul and Gene, so he got kind of downplayed whenever he could through his entirety of the band, leaving and coming back and everything. Love Gun. Paul played the bass on this song because Gene was nowhere to be found. Yep. This song was played on every single Kiss tour since the song was released.
Yeah.
Every single tour. It's their number 1 song that they played the most. I had a number, but for some idiot reason, I didn't write it down. It's something like ungodly, like 1,200 times.
Yeah, that sounds about
I've got a song that beats 1,200 times.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
So, let's see, the cover art, which really cool. This album and the album after it, I'm not going to go into songs, but Kiss Destroyer and Love Gun had the same artist, and they were really fucking cool, and they were really ornate. Love Gun, they had the ladies with the painted faces all around them, and it was really, really cool. It really played into their mystique. This is also the time period where people were starting to find out who they were. Without the makeup and stuff like that. So the mystique was starting to kind of fade just a little teeny bit.
How douchey Gene was.
Oh, gee. Yeah, I'm not gonna pile on him on this show. You guys can feel it. I'm not going to, because
that would be my one comment.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, feel free. He's allowed that to happen himself. So there it is. that's pretty much it. This song, number 55 U.S. cash box, number 41 Canada singles. We talked about this with the Zeppelin show. Their album charts were way higher than their singles were.
Their singles, yeah.
They were,
Again, they stayed in that same Zeppelin box of 40 to 60.
yeah.
And they released a ton of singles.
Yep.
But the album sales really is what done it. And they're Paul and Gene are marketing geniuses.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They hid a lot of their faults with marketing guruism. And yeah, this song is great. I love the song.
Yeah, I love this song too. It sits about 7 on my list, so it didn't make the cut. But I love it.
Oh, I don't know if it was on my list.
Wow, so far 2 no samesies.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 no samesies is good. We're on.
I kind of thought Love Gun was going to be a samesy.
It was number 12 on my list.
All right. So going to number 2, this is going to be a newer hair metal song. There's some real cool history with this song, which I'll get to, but it is from Hot in the Shade, an album that I did not care for, but I like this song a lot. And it is Hide Your Heart. Again, it's that chorus. Better hide your heart.
That's a great tune. It's catchy, right? Like
very catchy. It was so catchy that 5 other artists had it on an album. Paul felt kind of disgruntled because the guys in the band didn't like the song, so he shopped it around. And these are the 4 other bands that released it on an album. Molly Hatchet, 1 year later in 1989.
Wow.
Robin Beck, don't know who that is, but released it. Ace Frehley had nothing to do with writing this song, but put it on one of his, I think, Trouble Standing album.
Wow.
Yep. So he bought the rights to this from Paul. And the last one, 1988, was the first person to release this as a song off of the same album title, Hide Your Heart, and it's Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Who did you say the first one was? Did you say Robin Black?
No. Molly Hatchet and Robin Beck.
Beck. Oh, okay.
Yep. On the Bonnie Tyler version, Paul Stanley, you can clearly hear him singing, and he is playing rhythm guitar on this.
Cool.
So if you go back and listen to it, which I strongly suggest because it's very Bonnie Tyler singing Kiss. So there's a spark of interest right there on that alone.
Right.
There is a lot of intrigue as to if Gene actually played the bass on the Kiss version.
Survey says
Right. There's no disputing it, but there's a lot of consensus of I don't think he played on it. Bruce Kulick is underrated, as I said on my number 4 pick. He does a great job. Eric Carr. This is a strong Eric Carr song, and again, probably why I picked it, because I do love Eric Carr. Rest in peace. My last little note is the lyrics. Kiss is known for their cheese, and I'm just going to read a quick lyric, and you tell me if that qualifies for cheese. All right. When pride and love battle with desire, hide your heart because you're playing with fire. That's the chorus.
Right.
Hey.
Let's be honest, though. Most 80s rock bands weren't like getting philosophical with their lyrics, man. There was like Tesla and maybe some Queensryche, a couple other bands. Everyone else is pretty bad lyrics.
Oh, don't you dare shame my Queensryche.
No, I said they were good. Tesla and Queensryche, they had some good lyrics. Everyone else,
there was a lot of bands that were just like it, almost like they were slapping the lyrics together, like they put the music together. And this sounds good. Let's just sing about chicks and The Kiss was the worst, right? Like singing about like cake and like the strangest shit, right? That
Well, and then there's massive amounts of videos of them in rooms with nothing but girls in bikinis and stuff, right? Like they had like movies right behind the scenes of what it's like on tour, and it was just booze, women.
Yeah.
Right.
It's sold, right? Like some of the army love that shit. So
yeah.
And that's
they
what
were the only ones. They just did it. They seem to do it bigger, right?
Bigger, right?
Bombastically, yes.
Bombastically, you said that before, exactly.
That's right.
Overindulgence, yeah. I mean the machismo of Kiss in its entirety.
It's just all Paul Stanley's chest hair.
Gene's tongue.
Joke.
Gene's tongue, right?
Gene's tongue.
And his really bad hair.
Tongue and chest hair.
All right. So turn around, Bright Eyes. Let's hear your number one.
All right. So I'm going to start my number one pick with the story. It is the Core Memories. I was talking to one of my good friends. I mentioned him earlier in the story, Kevin Rant, today for his birthday. And I talked to you guys earlier in the season about how in junior high and early part of high school, we were youth counselors for a Christian group, Assembly of God. So every Thursday night, there was the actual counselor who didn't say shit and sat over in a chair and let Kevin and I be idiots and try to lure kids in. That sounded really bad. Bring kids.
And you're going with it, I think.
Yeah. Edit. No. Bring kids to this Thursday night thing. There was not anything to do in Litchfield, Minnesota on a Thursday night. In the junior high. No. And so anyway, so this Assembly of God every single year did this thing where it was called the Mock Rock Rival. Every year they had kids come in and lip sync to a song, and at the end of the, whoever won got a trophy.
Right.
Kevin, I want my fucking trophy. So the first year we do it, we went in full regalia, makeup, black outfits, and we lip synced to Detroit Rock City. My number one song is Detroit Rock City.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, we have our first season.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
You got a booze?
So yeah, that's a core memory. I kind of remembered it a little bit. I never really thought much about it. And then Kevin reminded me just today about that in this trophy. He's like, I need your address because I got to send you the trophy. So
that's awesome.
If and when it ever comes, you guys on YouTube will be the first to see it.
Nice. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
That's cool.
I know. So we actually did it like a couple years in a row. The second year we won with Ozzy Osbourne Ultimate Sin.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Detroit Rock City, this song, 1976 from the Kiss Destroyer album. The song's about a fan who, legend has it, was on his way to go see a Kiss concert and died in a car crash. So lyrically, it kind of fits if you listen to the lyrics. It's the opening track of Destroyer. Here's the fun part of this. So it was the third single from the album. The B-side was Beth. So DJs started flipping it over and playing Beth instead of Detroit Rock City, made Beth a huge song. So they decided to release Beth as a single, but put Detroit Rock City on the B-side. I just thought that was really, really cool.
So they literally released the same 45 twice.
Yep.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Yep. I mean, yeah. The other cool thing I thought about this is there's been a bunch of bands that have redone this as a cover. The best one, in my opinion, is actually the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Kiss was doing a covers album of some sort. I couldn't find out what it was. And bands were requesting to be on this album for obvious reasons. and Megadeth was supposed to be doing this song, and Ugly Kid Joe. Mighty Mighty Bosstones did it, and Gene said, this is brilliant. Oh. It is really, really cool. It's more rock than ska. When it comes to the chorus, it's very ska. The horn section does the whole guitar solo, and it's really, really cool. That's my list. Detroit Rock City makes number 1, and it's a samesies.
Was that cover album released in the 90s?
Well, yeah, because Ugly Kid Joe, Megadeth, and Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
Was Garth Brooks on there too? Did he do Hard Luck Woman, I think?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think I had the CD. I can't remember what it's called, but I think I had the CD.
Was it Garth Brooks or Chris Gaines?
Right? Hold on. Let me do a hair flip. So
yeah, that's you know what, I gotta check that out now. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The video, there's an actual video for it, and Gene's in the beginning talking about it, and yeah, it's a phone call from Gene to the Mighty Mighty Bosstones that Gene reenacts.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
Me too. I was never a big fan of ska, but for some reason, they really grabbed me, and they. His voice, he's got a gravelly voice when he sings. And
they were an early act at one of the Lollapaloozas that I went to here. And that was how I discovered them. I didn't like any other ska bands at all. Yeah. Anyways, getting off topic.
Well, I mean, with that, give us your list, Chris.
Oh, before you do, Chris, that album was called Kiss My Ass.
Oh, yes.
Came out in 94. Artists were Lenny Kravitz, Garth Brooks, Anthrax, Gin Blossoms, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Dinosaur Jr., Extreme, the Lemonheads, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Yeah, I had it on CD.
Yeah, Extreme. What did Extreme do? Fuck, that was
Extreme did Strutter.
Oh yeah,
right.
You might be hearing later.
Right,
you might be hearing it in a couple of minutes.
Wasn't that album cover like a family sitting at a kitchen table and they had Kiss makeup on? Yes.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah. Yep.
The memory's coming back now. Good.
Yep. Flooding back. So, all right, Chris.
You're on.
I went through a big Kiss phase, like all of us have talked about, or so far Jimmy talked about, but I know
can't tell.
Too. But I got away from them, and I don't really remember when, and I never went back to them. When I went back and looked at like songs that I listened to, like in my favorites list, I don't have any Kiss songs in there. So I did really went back, right. I went back and listened to. I tried to listen to as many songs as I could. What I discovered is, one, I can't listen to any Kiss album all the way through. I like certain songs in a lot of the albums, or maybe all of the albums, maybe one song, maybe no other songs than that one song. And I don't know that listening to them now has made it that I'm going to listen to them more.
Hasn't helped.
But having said that, it's not one of the bands that there are bands we've talked about before. I've said it, and as we go along, I'll say it again. If they come on the radio, I'm like, oh, fuck that. And I'll turn it off or something, but I don't with Kiss. Usually I listen to them. But anyways,
when that's your yearly listen, right? When you happen to hear them because you're not doing it on your own.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So Kiss for me, I have some core memories, like Jimmy was talking about core memories. I remember in grade 6, we moved from one side of town to the other, which in Bracebridge is kind of a big deal. So I was starting to hang out with a different group of friends. And the one friend had an older brother, and he had a poster of the Dynasty cover on his wall.
Nice.
And I'm like, what the fuck's that? That's really cool. And then he's like, oh, that's Kiss. Here's a cassette tape with some of their shit on it. You can listen to it. Bring it back to me later. And I don't think I ever gave the tape back. Kind of like Columbia. Thanks for the free tape.
Exactly.
Did you give him a penny?
No.
Wasn't even worth that.
Wasn't even worth that.
Have a penny, kid.
So when I went through and listened, these are the songs that maybe I didn't even listen to all these back then, but they stood out to me now. And whatever. A lot of them trigger something, a memory of, oh fuck, that was there. I've talked about it before, soundtrack of your summer or whatever.
Right.
Your life. So my number 4 is "I Was Made for Loving You" from
There
Dynasty,
we go.
79.
Right?
Right. Originally written because Paul wanted to show that it was easy to write a disco track, and I forget I didn't write down who the co-writers were.
Desmond Child.
Yep.
Was it Desmond? Yeah.
They when Paul said that he could write the lyrics, no time, blah blah blah, they concur that he wrote the song in under an hour, the lyrics for the song.
I believe it.
Right. Wanted to prove that it's a disco song, but it's got just like this harder edge to it. I love the drums, I love the bass to it. And I have a distinct memory of being at this headband I won at the Bracebridge Fall Fair. I happened to find at my parents' house when I was cleaning out the drawer. I have a distinct memory of riding the Scrambler. I don't know if you guys know what the Scrambler was, right?
Yeah.
And this song playing, and like as you're going close to the speakers, loud. I think it's "I was made for love, baby," right? Just in my head playing over and over, right? Just that came flooding back when I was listening to the song. It just gave me such a good memory. I'm like, I got to put this on the list.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is my number 4. A couple of the notes I had that I thought were funny. Gene dislikes the song because of his vocals. Well, he doesn't like the way his vocals sound. And even though it's Peter Criss in the video, it's Anton Fig that plays in the sessions.
Yeah, David Letterman drummer.
I'm a big Anton Fig fan because I wasn't I was a good Kiss fan, but I was actually a bigger Ace Frehley fan, and I was a big Frehley's Comet fan.
I love that album.
Right.
No, Rock Soldiers come and Rock Soldiers go.
Right.
And then Anton Fig was the drummer with Paul Schaefer's band for the longest time on the Letterman show, right?
World's most dangerous band.
Yeah.
So it didn't chart number 1. It was 11 US Top 100, 37 Hot Dance. However, it did go number 1 in Belgium, Canada, Canada Dance, the Dutch Top 40, and New Zealand.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
Kiwis.
I think you're right. I've seen clips with Gene that he does not like the song, did not like it at the time, still does not like playing it, but they do, and the crowd loves it, right?
And I remember the video being cool. Isn't this the one where Ace has the light up guitar? His guitar's like got lights all over it when he's playing.
They're like in the center of a roller skating rink or something.
I was gonna say
yeah. And he's fucking got like what would be now LED lights, but like almost like Christmas lights all over his fucking like his guitar. That was another thing for Kiss for me. A lot of the stuff stands out for seeing the videos, and that's what I was saying before. Like they played really big into that video culture and the explosives, the pyrotechnics at the time, right?
Right. Even if you hadn't seen them live in concert, they were a visual band, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've always.
If you've ever seen Kiss Alive 2, you open it up and it's just a stage shot, and it's so cool to see that. And I had that album as a kid, and I just used to look at it and just, oh, this is so cool.
Right.
I want to be Peter Criss.
No, good pick, man.
That's a great pick.
Number 3, I wouldn't have, if you would have asked me off the top of my head to give a Kiss list, I don't know that this would have been there. But listening to it, kind of got like an earworm for it a couple of times. But it's from 1982's Creatures of the Night, and it's the only song I like on the album, and it's I Love It Loud.
Oh.
That was number 5.
No way. Nice. Yes. I like it. It's got like a
so good.
I don't know.
Stand up.
Some sort of like Led Zeppelin drum style to it. Like it's got a Led Zeppelin like drum style to it, like a John Bonham drum style to it that I fucking love. Absolutely love. It's written by who's the co-writer? Vinnie Vincent, sorry.
Vinnie Vincent.
Gene Simmons, Vinnie Vincent wrote it. They do that fade out and then come back louder, which they said they took from the Beatles doing like Strawberry Fields.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right when it fades out and then comes back, exactly. So they're inspired by that. That was really cool to me. And Dink, I don't know if you know this, and I found it and went by. I had to go on YouTube and find it. I don't know, do you guys know the rapper Snow, Canadian rapper Snow?
Love Into the Snow. Yes, we know him.
So he did a reggae dance hall version called Loud.
Wow.
And I found it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's subpar. It's not that great. I like Snow. I've gone and seen him in concert. Lady with the red dress on.
I love Lady with the red dress on.
That's my 12 Inches of Snow. I listened to that a lot, but that I don't know. It was I listened to it today. When I saw this, I couldn't find it on Spotify. I looked a couple places. I did eventually find it on YouTube, and it was kind of low quality. And I'm like, I don't know that I'll ever listen to this again. But that was
you found it.
You lick your boom boom down.
I did find it. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I have for I Love It Loud. I just like that song. I like it. It's kind of hooked with me.
Yeah.
I got 2 points there. You talked about the John Bonham feel. One of the things during recording, Eric Carr, had a double bass setup. When he was playing, normally when you're using one foot, you're just hitting one drum. The whole time recording, he was going boom, boom, boom with his feet. So he got a double mic, bigger sound out of that.
Yeah.
And number 2, the best Snow song is Jim Carrey's Enforcer.
All right, I would agree with that.
I forgot about that too.
I just think it's one of their harder songs too.
Yep. Love that song.
Yeah, great pick.
Burning through here. So number 2, I think this is the same Z because it's Strutter.
It is
from the debut album, 1974. I like it, but when I was listening to this, there was a live version. I didn't catch which live version was. I really like some of their live stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The live version of this is a little bit heavier. I find a little bit harder. It's one of the. It's rare that it's a Gene Simmons and a Paul Stanley written song. They wrote it together. That didn't happen very often.
Yeah, look at my notes. See,
it's got a. So one of the things I read, and it said it's got a Rolling Stone style groove and a glam rock style. I would have just said a rock style groove and a glam rock style, but
yeah, whatever. I guess I would agree. Yeah,
right. Widely considered one of the best Kiss songs. Played live a lot. I don't know why, but that stutter gets stuck in my head. I was trying not to. I was fucking singing it in my head when we were talking before the show. I was trying not to sing it out loud so I wouldn't trip you guys off. That was one of my fucking songs. But I had listened to it earlier and it was stuck in my head. It just another earworm got stuck in my head.
It's an earworm song for sure, and I'm totally with you because I will, out of the blue, if I've listened to any Kiss randomly, I'll find myself a day later. Strutter! Same thing as you.
I think this one's gonna be that for me. Probably if I listen to another Kiss song in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be that one again.
Well, one of the bands that brought me back into Kissdom, if you will, would be Anthrax because they covered them quite a bit. And their version of this is Chef's Kiss.
Yep.
I don't know that I know that.
Oh, really? Oh, find it.
If I do, I've forgotten it. I'm going to have to go back and listen to it.
I love their version. Like I've mentioned before, I think if Anthrax covers a song, it's generally the best version ever done.
Yep.
I have an affection for Anthrax because it was one that Bring the Noise was one of our warm-up songs when I played hockey.
Yep.
Right.
And
that and Thunderstruck.
And Scott Ian talks about how he's just a huge Kiss fan. Yeah, he's got quite the collection of memorabilia and stuff.
Yep, he does.
Yeah.
As much as we like, a lot of their stuff was cheesy and we've kind of made fun of them. There are a lot of artists that fucking love Kiss and grew up on Kiss.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We haven't even mentioned the movie about the whole fucking song, right?
Right.
Which is my number one as well as Jimmy's. Detroit Rock City is my number one.
Wow.
Oh, both in the one spot.
Yeah, also in the one spot. And for me, it was that cassette that guy gave me. It had the version on it where the person's washing the dishes and you can hear the TV in the background and he goes out and starts up the car and driving. And I'm like, this is fucking weird. What is this? I don't know if I've ever heard anything like this before. Yeah, it just fucking goes into it. I thought it was cool.
It was my number.
My
5.
notes, all I had was, other than it said a fan in Charlotte was killed on the way, with Jimmy who talked about. Apparently, Paul Stanley said in 2023 that originally it started writing it as an ode to Detroit because that was the first city where they headlined. They were opening acts every other city, but Detroit was the one that first gave them love. But then the accident happened, and it kind of turned it the other way, but
skewed it. Yeah,
that's the only thing I have notes. Yep. That's what I had different than Jimmy. Everything else was pretty much the same.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my number 5. In fact, to find out when I do my picks, it was the only 70s song in my list but for a while time it was my 3, 4, and it slipped down to 5.
I had Deuce as my number 4.
Oh.
Anyways, that's my list.
Good picks.
Nobody got anything else? It's off to Joe. It's off to Joe.
Hey. Well, we're talking about core memories. I have none. 0.
Oh yeah, you do.
I have 0.
Dana Oy.
Dana Oy. I don't dare call that a core memory. It's more like a nightmare. To preference all my songs, they're all sung by Paul Stanley.
Okay, that makes sense.
And like I said before, when Dink during his intro, all my songs are 80s Kiss.
Okay.
Which surprised me because, like I said, Detroit Rock City was there for a while and then it kind of lost out. Which is weird because I don't know. Also from 3 different albums. So not completely crazy for a guy who has kind of been touted as anti-Kiss.
Right. That's good for you. Oh yeah. You didn't just narrow down on one album.
No, I went. Yeah, I dove into about 50, 60 songs.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, I always like to try to especially bring an album track every now and then.
Yeah.
Couldn't really find one, but no, I found some good ones, but not that could hit the top 4, and I'll get to, that probably in a little bit here. But my number 4 is Crazy Crazy Nights from Crazy Nights.
Crazy.
It's probably the most Kiss sounding song on my list. It's very Kiss. I mean, if you gave it like a 70s mix, it'd sound like old Kiss, right? It really would.
Yeah.
It was released as a single August 18th in 1987. Writers, of course, is Paul Stanley and Adam Mitchell. His lead track and first single off the album hit number 65 in the Billboard Hot 100, number 3 in the UK, and number 8 with the Dutch. Nice. Like I said, it's got this, one thing I've noticed with diving back into Kiss was, again, I don't listen to them day to day. I haven't listened to them. I don't actively listen to them, but how much they changed from 70s to 80s. Like they became like even though I picked all 80s stuff, their 80s stuff sounds like everyone else's 80s stuff. So literally I'm just picking songs that I like the hook, I like the vocal melody, but you could have, any band from the 80s probably could have sang these songs.
Insert A or B.
Yeah, I mean, because let's face it, with the exception of like a small number of bands, a lot of bands in the 80s of rock all sounded the same.
Yeah, no disagreement.
I know people don't like hearing that, but it's kind of true. I mean, the difference would be a good drummer or a different vocalist, but all the music was kind of the same. 80s metal was 80s hard rock was very constrained. It was this very
blinders. Yeah,
you weren't allowed to take chances and make different choices, right? You really weren't.
You can hear it now if you listen to Hair Nation.
Yeah,
it's like one giant band playing.
Kind of. Yeah, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
I love it too.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm just saying. There's a reason why grunge came in like it did,
and I love it loud.
Yes,
I'm not. That's why I don't listen to Hair Nation.
Right. Probably.
Right.
But you have bands later on, like Guns N' Roses tried different things after Appetite for Destruction. Extreme was known as the weird band back in the day, right? Because they were doing lounge songs and funk, and then you had other bands that tried being a little bit different, and they were kind of excommunicated because of it. Right. They were.
Well, you notice he got Extreme in there. How are you going to get Prince into this episode?
Honestly, I'm not. I tried really hard. I'm not. Well,
he did have a song named Kiss.
Is that good enough? Let's see. That's really why I picked it. I really love. I mean, I did like this song when it came out. Like I said, it's very traditional. Like I said, when you hear my top 4, this is the most Kiss sounding song of the bunch.
Yeah.
That's my number. My number 3. I thought was my number 1 to go into this. I told my wife, wow. Kiss. I was like, oh, my number 1 is gonna be this song because I still will listen to this song when it comes up. I won't turn it off. I'm like, oh, I like that song. It's from 1983. It's from Lick It Up. And again, it's the title song. It's Lick It Up.
Lick It Up.
I guess it's the title track and the lead single. Released September 18th, 1983 as a single. Hit the Billboard Hot 100 at 66. That's what Jimmy's talking about. You know, that 80 to 60 region for the Hot 100.
Rock, yeah.
Rock. Number 32 in Canada. Written by Stanley and Vinnie Vincent. Kiss. Now, this is what he said before. Jimmy had a song that was performed over 1,200 times. Supposedly, this song has been performed over 1,500 times.
I believe it.
Wow. I believe it.
Since it was released, apparently. So, yeah. So that's it. Lick It Up by Kiss.
I would guess that this is the one that has the most radio play too.
Probably, yeah.
I guess every now and then I'm trying to a generic radio station or let
visions of the video in my head playing on Much Music all the time too. Because it would be on regular play, then it would be on the Power Hour, and then it would be on the fucking, you know.
Is that them walking or is that all
with the chains?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is Almost Breaking Loose the same exact video of them walking?
They were in the background.
That was number 10 on my list. I did have it on. It was actually in my top 4 for a while, and then everybody else knocked it out. Sorry.
Like I said, all my stuff was 80s, not on purpose. I listened to plenty of 70s stuff. I thought a couple 70 songs would pop in there, but for whatever reason, I gravitated to the 80s. Number 2, my last 2 songs actually from Hot in the Shade.
Okay, I saw you wince when I said Hot in the Shade.
Because I was like, "You're gonna pick my song?" I actually, when I first turned this album on, because I was listening, through the album, I accidentally just let it play because I was like, "This is pretty good." I kind of liked it. Like 6, 7 songs into it, I just realized I was still listening.
Accidentally let it play.
Well, I didn't. I went to listen to every song on every album, right?
Right.
I was like, "Good God, man!" So I actually ended up really liking Hot in the Shade. But this pick surprised me because I'm not a guy who likes to pick ballads on purpose. Because you're the ballad guy, Dink. I don't know if I've picked a ballad in a non-ballad show. We had our ballad episode in season 1. I don't think I've picked a ballad outside.
I've had a few.
So that, of course, is my number 2 is Forever, which is shocking.
That is shocking, actually. I wouldn't have picked that in 50 songs if this was going to come up tonight. So that is shocking to me. So,
yeah. Yes, Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy.
Gene Simmons didn't play bass on that song.
I know. Gene Simmons
nowhere to be found.
He had nothing to do with this song.
If you've ever seen the video, he's sitting on the bar stool playing with his bass, but like upright, and he's like,
just wasting his time.
Yeah, he doesn't even know it.
He's like knowing now that he wasn't playing the bass. It was like, come on.
So it was the 7th track in their 3rd single from the album. Actually, the biggest single off the album. The writers, Paul Stanley and
Desmond Child.
Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Bolton.
I knew that. Yes, I knew that.
I knew that too, but I forgot about that. But after I started reading this, I'm like, that's why Paul Stanley's voice sounds different in this. He's singing literally like Michael Bolton.
Right. He's back on his feet again.
Raspy in there. And he's singing. Obviously, the vocal melody is totally written by Michael Bolton. You can't tell me it's not. But he's actually, if you listen to the song, go back and listen to it, he's singing like Michael Bolton. So this is a Michael Bolton song through and through, man.
Wow.
Released single on January 5th, 1990. It hit. I didn't know what happened in my notes here, but it hit number 1 or number. It was in top 10 a bunch of charts. It was a great example of an 80s power ballad, right? I mean, that's really what it was. And again, I didn't think. In fact, in some cases, I thought I forgot about this song. I really did. I haven't listened to it so long. When it came out, I was like, God damn, this is a good song. And then I started listening to it, and I was like, okay, that's why I thought it was interesting that Paul Stanley was singing a little bit differently. He's got a little rasp in his voice, and when I saw like, oh, that's right, Michael Bolton wrote this song. There you go. Now you know why. That's my number 2, Forever, off of Hot.
Great pick, because I said, I did not expect that. So that's awesome.
Nope.
So no Sainsies. So we're still stuck at 3, right?
We're stuck at 2, aren't we?
2. Wow.
2. Yeah.
And we're going to be stuck at 2 because your next one is not on my list.
No, yeah, I'm going to guess no, it's not on my list. My number 1 from the same album, it's the lead track from the album. It's Rise to It.
Yeah,
gonna rise.
You know what? You can say it before.
It's hard, eh?
Bruce killed it on this album. He really did. They got the great acoustic intro, right? But he did such a good job on this, man. He really did. Released the single April 1st, 1990. Writers were Paul Stanley and Bob Halligan Jr. I know there's a lot of writers. I knew about Desmond Child. I knew about Michael Bolton on Forever, but there was a lot of external writers on a lot of their tracks.
About 15 of them, yeah.
Yeah, which kind of surprised me, not being a big Kiss fan. So don't kill me, Kiss fans. Hit number 81 on the Billboard Hot 100, and that was about it. I didn't really try it anywhere else. The one thing I thought was pretty cool, because I tried, like Chris, I tried watching some of the videos. And the videos, I noticed they're wearing makeup.
You know, we could take the makeup off. I'll bet you we could take the makeup off and it wouldn't make any difference.
You're crazy. You ready me to take the makeup off? You're nuts.
Gene, we could take off the makeup. There's nothing we can't do.
Still say you're nuts.
It's also the final single by the band in which Eric Carr plays drums.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he obviously was diagnosed with terminal heart cancer. There was actually throughout his entire body. The guy was, poor dude, had a long, painful bout with cancer. Awful. But yeah, that's my number 1, Rise to It, which was kind of surprising to me because I'm
shocked.
I forgot
I was shocked too.
But I kind of kept on going back to it, man. So
I was shocked by Forever, but this is even more shocking. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you're trying to. I have bad
during their 96-97 reunion. Sorry, during their 96-97 reunion tour, Kiss put their makeup back on when they reunited. I didn't realize that.
That was always the go-to.
Yeah, the backup.
They could get people to come to their concerts again because they're going to wear makeup again.
Right. Bring out the oldies, right?
Marketing geniuses.
Yeah, and like I said, they were kind of smart to do back then because they're like, ooh, I think they didn't tour in '89 with on Hot in the Shade with makeup, but they're like, ooh, we can put it back on, and people started wondering. They're gonna start, getting excited for those fans who like that era, right?
Yep.
Right. Again, marketing geniuses. Say what you will about the individuals themselves, but marketing geniuses, they have their very own distinct sound in the '70s. I always call it disco rock. It kind of is, but that was the era, right? And they were very good at. Actually, it kind of led into their visuals as well. Correct. So
yes.
But
the theatrics. I think Chris was mentioning it. The theatrics of Kiss themselves was very. I want to get to that.
Yeah, it's very big and bombastic. Yeah.
Well, and like Paul Stanley was very flamboyant too, right? I saw him. We told you guys I saw him as the Phantom of the Opera here in Toronto at one time when he was here, and he just is. Not only was his voice good, but he was made to be an actor in the theater, right? That's the way he.
I mean, that's how he is on stage, right?
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me he killed it doing that. So.
Right.
Yeah. So 4 tracks, all from the 80s. The one thing I can say is I do fully remember now them kind of trying to grasp onto something and become relevant, but they did, whether there was a part of the fan base or people who weren't fans of them kind of making them saying they were cheesy or they were this, that. They weren't any worse or better than any other band of the times. So they survived. They had some good songs. Yeah.
Well, they did really try to reinvent themselves quite often. I mean, and then shortly after that, forgive me, Dink, I'm not going to say any songs, but the Revenge album, they had a heavier, they weren't grunge, but they weren't like metal, but they got a harder edge to them. And then Circus of something or other, I can't remember that when they put the makeup
Circus?
Psycho Circus. They went a little heavier and maybe a little of the dark theatrics with that too.
Yeah, a little too far actually, but
yeah. So they really did try to reinvent themselves quite often.
Yeah, totally.
Well, they even were an episode of Scooby Doo. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
I had it on DVD. I don't know if I still do. Yeah.
Well, Kiss Meets the Phantom. I mean, that movie was
yeah.
That on DVD.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, Kiss had a comic book which they used their real blood for the red
blood in the ink. Yes, Marvel Comics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they used real blood. Something you could not do nowadays.
Yeah, that was like 1975-ish.
Yeah,
they were everywhere, right? Into everything.
Pinball machines at the arcade playing
pinball machines, not mailboxes, lunchboxes, everything.
Lunchboxes, yeah.
Yep.
And I said this before, and people are like, "Oh, George Lucas," George Lucas kind of started merchandising, I'm like, you forget about Kiss.
Right.
Yeah.
Different media, but Kiss was doing it before Star Wars, you know.
Yep.
So
Totally.
that's my 4, gentlemen. It's now that guy's turn. So Dink, it's all your show, man.
All right.
The real list.
The realist. Okay, I have a disclaimer or a couple. Well, I have a disclaimer and a couple things to add. I guess I'll do the couple things to add first. Detroit Rock City, I do really enjoy. I think it's very intriguing that you guys both had it as number 1. I just looked at my list. It's 26.
Okay.
I think it's Destroyer overkill. I still love the album as a whole, but a bunch of the Great Expectations. I can name a bunch of songs now because it doesn't matter. Great Expectations, God of Thunder, that song, they kind of all sort of bug because I killed that album for myself. I still love Shout Out Loud. I can still handle Beth. I don't love it. I don't love their ballads, and I like ballads. So I like their rockin' songs. If you like, and I wasn't a musician, so I was never really breaking down how suspect some of it might have been. I was just, as a kid, I was just enjoying it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I have to say. Secondly, my disclaimer, if anyone has been following along with this show, and we did a 1977 episode, and I had a Kiss song on that list, it is my favorite Kiss song. Rest in peace, Ace. It has shocked me. It is not on this list because I already talked about the song. It is clearly my favorite Kiss song, but I left it off the list.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my disclaimer. My number 4, and I'll say this. So you did all 80s, and I love Kiss in the 80s, even though they were cheesy. Love a bunch of those songs. 3 of my songs are from the 70s, and 1 is from the 90s. So, and thankfully Jimmy didn't mention it when he mentioned Revenge. Anyway, number 4 is Come On and Love Me. It's a high energy rock song released in April of 75 from Dress to Kill, written by Paul. Catchy pace, just under 3 minutes, this song. Paul sings the lead, and it's his guitar in the intro. Gene sings the backing vocals, which aren't bad. His bass is pretty prevalent. Pretty sure he's playing it. Who fucking knows now? You got me second guessing all myself. Is Gene really playing? Ace sort of carries the song like he does in a lot of their songs, and never, kind of like Peter, never really got his due, in my opinion. If you've listened to a shit ton of Kiss songs like I have in the olden days, it's fucking Ace is always, and you know, some of his solos all kind of sound similar, but it's always solid, right? And those really came to light last year when he died, because everybody was playing Ace stuff, whether it was Fearley's Comet or Kiss songs that really highlighted Ace, which was cool. And then with this song, Peter's pretty consistent throughout. Like a lot of their songs, the lyrics portray a cocky narrator pleading with a lover to stop hesitating and come on and love me. Like, fuck. All their songs seem to be like, come on over here and let's fucking get it on. It's reportedly, got this from the internet, and I like this song, and I knew this song, and I went and listened to it again yesterday and today, and it makes total sense. But it's reportedly was written quickly, like you said, Chris, about other songs. And the melodic inspiration was drawn by the Moody Blues song Question. And so if you listen to Question and then listen to Come On and Love Me, they do have a similar pace and feel, right?
Okay.
A quicker song for the Moody Blues, too. The song didn't chart on release, and it was released as a single, so it didn't even make that block that you guys have talked about. And some people don't even know it. Like, I'm not sure if you guys even know it.
I know it.
Yeah, but it's a staple in their live stuff. It was on Alive, and it was on the compilation Double Platinum, which I love that compilation.
Oh, yeah.
And covered by Skid Row is my last note. But yeah, just a classic Kiss song that I love. But my list has been locked in, like a lot of my lame lists. And this song, and you guys have made me do this, reevaluate my list. And this song bumped from 7 or 8 up into the top 4. So
nice.
After listening to it, I'm like, no, I actually do like this song more than this one. I'm moving it down. And maybe it's just like you guys say about a moment in time, and the list will change.
Yeah,
those lists have been locked in for a long time. I'm like, I'm never changing them, but I did. I was like, no, this song's moving up. I love this.
Music's emotional, man. So yeah, it
Right.
totally makes sense.
Right. The other three are locked in and have been locked in. You know, they're really 2, 3, 4 because of Shock Me, but for tonight's episode, they're a 1, 2, 3. So my number 3 is Ladies' Room.
Oh, hang on.
He's got a question.
I got a couple comments real quick.
Sorry.
First of all, that Dress to Kill album cover is fucking awesome.
Awesome.
That's art, and it's really, really cool how they did that with the 3-piece suits and the makeup, and behind like a brownstone building or something, right? I'm going off of memory here. 2, you're welcome for us teaching you to reevaluate your list.
Yes.
And 3, he did play bass on that song. I just pulled up the list. He did play bass on that.
Nice. And the bass is pretty good. So, and that's saying a lot with Gene. Although I like Gene, some of his songs. I like some of his vocals, and you're going to see that in some of these songs. And I don't mind his bass. I don't care for him much as a person, but that's just me.
Never meet your heroes.
That's right.
You're not the only one.
Right.
But yeah, if there's nothing else to add, like I said, I'll reiterate my number 3 is Ladies' Room from Rock and Roll Over. Like I said in my intro, Rock and Roll Over is my favorite Kiss album front to back. I can listen to it. It is the one album that I will go back to and listen to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I love it. And this is the 4th single off that 5th album, released in November 76. Peaked at number 11 on the Billboard 200. So this song cracked their 40 to 60 range or whatever and got into the top 20. So that's pretty interesting. Written and sang by Gene Simmons. Once again, a Kiss's classic sex and rock and roll attitude with the vocals, the riffs, tempo groove, and his trademark. The way Gene sings is distinct, right? Some people don't like it, but it's very distinct. And it's corny as shit. Meet me in the ladies' room. It's about like taking some broad into the ladies' room and getting it on, right? And that's cool. But again, it takes me right back to my childhood. It was on Kiss Alive 2. Not me in the ladies' room.
Hold on. We're gonna let that one slide.
Question?
Questions? I'll get to question period after.
You were a big fan of Gene Simmons, weren't you?
Takes me right back to the ladies' room.
Right. It's like being a youth counselor all over.
Peeking under the stalls.
Dink's in the bathroom again. Get him out of here.
But I should mention Peter in this song. Chris is playing here is classic 70s rock. Are you guys still in the bathroom?
When you said Peter right after, I kind of set me off again. I don't know.
Bad timing, man. Bad timing.
I
just go right into Peter from that. Come on, man.
Peter playing.
Mentally, we're 12. Come on,
playing with Peter. All right.
I was playing with my Peter.
With Peter in the women's bathroom is all I heard.
Right.
Well, while we regather ourselves,
oh my gosh! Sorry,
according to my list, Gene did in fact play bass on this.
Oh yeah, because he's singing, so you know he's playing the bass, right? It'd be weird if he was just holding the mic and somebody else was playing the bass.
It'd be weirder if it was Gene hired a Gene impersonator to sing for him,
right? Fuck, I don't know. I was in the bathroom still. Playing with my Peter. Oh shit!
Or someone's
right. Well, I was a ladies'
must
room.
have been a church retreat.
You're having a good time.
But anyway, what I have in my notes here for Mr. Chris, it's classic 70s rock, tight, powerful, snare accent, steady kick drum, and if you know the song, he's definitely got a fever. It's heavy on the cowbell. And it's a good reminder that Peter Criss wasn't just the cat man; he was the rhythm backbone of the band, and doesn't get that credit.
And he actually was. I can say that as a drummer.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with the song?
I am.
Not really.
My brother had this album played it quite often. I remember my brother, I believe, you know how memories are kind of fleeting sometimes. I think I remember my brother.
Was he in the bathroom too?
Yes.
I saw him there.
At church camp.
One time at band camp?
I believe my brother had this T-shirt, and it was worn thin because he wore it so much.
It was the album art?
Yeah.
Oh,
because that's kind of a
I
cool
want to
album
get
art.
that shirt myself. I love the album art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
it.
That's cool.
Bring it back.
Hey, my number 2 is the same Z with Chris. It is Strutter. You covered pretty much everything that I had about the Stones, and I don't know if you mentioned that it was on Alive and it was on the compilation Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits, which was kind of cool in 87 or 88 when that came out, and they redid Beth with Eric Carr singing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of neat. But you didn't mention this, which I have in my notes. I think Strutter might be their best song. And it's funny because it's so early. With all those guys are on point, right? Paul's vocal's great. Gene's bass is good.
Yeah.
Peter's drums are great. And Ace is phenomenal. So, and again, I mentioned Double Platinum, that compilation. They redid the song called Strutter 78 because the first one's Strutter 74 or whatever. I don't know if it's called Strutter 74. I think it's just called Strutter. But Strutter 78, and they started calling it Strutter 74 to not get mixed up with the one they redid. Mm-hmm. But it's good too, right? On the Double Platinum. But that's it. You had all the other stuff that I was going to say about Strutter.
Yeah.
You know, you're saying before, you're just saying how they sound like they're all on point on this album. It's that old creed I think we talked about before, where it's like you have forever to make your first album, right?
Yeah.
And after that, you got to make one every year or whatever it was. You know?
And that's true, right?
So that makes sense. It sounds like you said, they sound like they're all on point. It's probably because when they're most in sync, and before really you had the power grab within the band, stuff like that. All the
exactly. Whether it's in the band or the label or whatever, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to hurry along here, I will go to my number 1, which again is actually my number 2 in real list, but my number 1 for tonight. It is from the 90s. It is from Revenge, and it is Domino. Oh. It is all fucking Gene. Oh, it is all Gene, and it is all Kulik. So Gene's voice is good. Like, and Jimmy, you're kind of right. Like, they went more with the leather look and kind of looking grungy and trying to sound, and I think they kind of pulled it off because of Bruce. Like, that the guitar in that song is phenomenal, and of course it was produced by Bob Ezrin, and that didn't hurt, you know what I mean? Right. I don't know, like you said, I had in my notes too, they were getting away from their 80s glam metal and trying to change their sound with the driving riff and rhythm brought on by Gene's bass and the drummer Eric Singer at that time. But yeah, I love this song. I know my wife likes this song. This song is heavy college memories, even though it came out in 92, a couple of years later. And when I was hanging out with the guys from Muskoka that you know, Chris, we were listening to Revenge all the time. Ian and I blasting Domino, and this song is stuck with me. I put it on playlists. I play it in the backyard. Even if people I know there aren't Kiss fans, I don't give a fuck. I want to hear Domino. Number 26 on the Billboard mainstream rock tracks, but again, did not cross over the Hot 100. So making it a modern rock radio hit, but not a mainstream blockbuster. Video had a lot of play.
A lot of play.
Yeah.
A ton,
and became a huge part of their set list from then on, and probably pushing some of those 70s or 80s songs out to maintain that kind of sound that they have. But anyway, that's my number 1 is Domino, and that's my list.
Nice.
Yeah, Domino is my number 6, which surprised me because I'm not a big fan of his voice at all. But yeah, I like that song a lot.
Yeah, it's catchy, right? Like, it's catchy. It's got good guitar.
Yeah,
it's good.
I wasn't a fan of the song. Not disparaging your pick.
No, I get it, man. I'm not a massive fan of Detroit Rock City, so right. You know what I mean? Like,
but what I was a fan of this song was Eric Singer's playing, because he's got some great grooves.
Yeah,
and I read an article at the time. I think it was even in Modern Drummer, how they kind of wanted to write a lot of hooky stuff. And he said, well, if we're going to do this, I get to play some me beats. And this is one of those songs where he came in and they kind of rewrote the song around what he was doing. And it's kind of a departure from some of their music. If you listen to the drum style and the music that's playing along with it, the drums are completely different. And Eric Singer is a badass.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. He killed on it. Killed it on this album as well, and this song in particular. Yeah, great pick, man. I guess it's surprising because I'm not a big fan. I was like, I don't know way I'm going to be picking any Gene songs, and there you go.
There you go. Right.
Great song.
Yeah, and I have 2 on my list, right? And I don't have it on Spotify, but I have a written list in my notes when I was doing my Kiss list of a breakdown, and I have a top 15 or 20 songs of Gene singing because I kept finding myself liking Gene's songs. You know what I mean? Like I love, and it's probably in my top 10. I love Charisma from Dynasty, which is all
number
Gene.
6. Number 6
all Gene, right?
Yeah.
So as much as I am kind of with people when they're like, oh, fucking Gene, I'm like, yeah, fucking Gene. And then I'm like, oh no, I actually really, really like Gene. Like I like his bass. I like his voice. I just don't like him.
Yeah. Makes sense. Great picks, everybody.
Great episode, right?
That I don't like, or that I like. There's a lot of they're douchebags. I like their music, right? Like,
right.
I don't have to be friends with them.
No,
this is definitely one of those. This is definitely one of those groups where you kind of have to separate the reality of the people as a band versus the music.
Right.
And I think you have to do that with most bands. I mean,
yeah, a lot of bands actually, more and more.
And in some cases, a little more than others. And this is one of those ones because the reality is Gene and mostly Gene is kind of a lot of person, and I'd rather just not deal with that. And if I am going to listen to your music, be quiet. Let me listen to your music.
Right. Yeah. But I think we nailed it that they are marketing geniuses. I didn't look it up today. I heard it a long time ago. I didn't look it up. So I don't know if it's accurate, but how he has trademarked a bunch of stuff, including OJ, like orange juice, but slang for OJ. So I don't know if he's getting paid every time during the whole OJ Simpson trial, if he was getting paid every time somebody said OJ.
Well, he was trying to trademark this.
That's when Ronnie James Dio came up with it.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio is like, I have many concert footage of me back with Sabbath and Elf.
So see, it's that stuff is the reason why. Well, other things, but that's the main stuff. Is he's just trying to take credit, or just again, he's trying to own things that aren't his. So yeah,
right.
But yeah, again, I surprised myself with this when I was not excited to do Kiss, but when we did this, like I said, when I was listening to Hot in the Shade, I forgot what was playing. Not that I tuned it out, but I was liking the songs, and I was like, oh, I'm still listening to the same album. 8, 9 songs in. So
right.
Sometimes on you.
The other thing that's great about doing the show is sometimes you're forced to listen to stuff you would never listen to. And
absolutely,
time is in the rough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those were great picks. I think they were all pretty good picks. Great picks.
Yeah.
Only a couple samesies. I'm kind of shocked at that. I thought there would be.
The bald guys were right.
All guys are right. Team Bald.
Team Bald wins
all
again.
These. I was kind of shocked, and I think it's great that there was more of a but different opinions.
Yeah, me too. All right, I'll close it out. Again, for anyone watching, listening, we are Just Ranked, obviously. You can find all our stuff on our landing page, justrankedpod.com, and you will find links to our socials, to our merch, as Jimmy is displaying here for the visual people. So yeah, grab yourself a shirt. We don't have thongs yet, but we might. But grab yourself a shirt. Give us some free advertising. We would love that.
Love it. I fucking love this thong.
But on that note, I will say see you next time in GF1.
Go fuck yourself.
Hug yourself. Be one with yourself.
Put yourself in a kiss coffin and go fuck yourself.
There we go. He finally says it. Go fuck yourself.
Just Ranked is researched and produced by the Just Ranked crew. Edited and mixed by Joe Burgle. Socials and marketing by DJR Media Services. Theme music by Blue Joker. If you're enjoying the show, please set your podcast app to download new episodes and help spread the word by leaving a review and tell everyone you know to listen.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?